he is or not? All right, everybody on it. Turn that up, please, Andy. All right, everybody on inside. Come on in, get a good seat. Let's go. Got a black bull to start with. 138.9, $138.9, 999 bit bit money, 9 bit $38.9, 40 bit bit 140 bit bit 1, a bit 1 at 1 2, 141 2, 3 bit 4 bit 5 bit say bit 6 model 7 8, 148, $9.9, 148, Troy 13, Troy 13, Troy 13, Marty 13. 177 $8 $77 money $8 77 $89 $9 80 1 81 2 81 82 82 3 4 $3 4 84 5 84 9 5 6 86 7 87 $8 88 89 89 90 90 90 91 1 1 2 81 2 2 2 3 4 5 96 197 97 98 99 99 $2 1 201 202 203 203 202 long Cliffy 202 Cliffy number, get him tested. Cliffy 100 Cliffy 100 and get him tested. $190 anybody one that one that one. $190 on the money 1 2 92 93 93 94 95 95 96 $96 $6 $6 $6 $6 $195 Lone Star 1. One thirty now one, able to one, another one, another one, 130, able to one, on the money now one, 131, 31, 31, 31, 31, 2, hit one dollar two, 31, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 34, 9, 4, 9, 4, 9, 4, 9, 5, 5, 5, 5, 35, 135, 134, Marty, 26. Over there, 133, 94, 33, 94, 94, 94, 5, 34, 95, 6, 36, 37, 37, 37, 37, $8, $8, $9, $9, 40, 141, 1, 2, 3, 54, 55, 45, 45, 144, Marty 25, Marty 25. 141 has not been checked. 140 now, one money one. 141. Ibid one, that one. Two, three, 43. 142, now three. 142, Tom one. 182 A3, 182 A3, 182 A3, 333, bit of two, bit of money, three, bit of two, bit of three, 183 A3, 182, Lone Star one. Bottom cows checked at the ranch. Okay, marked at the ranch. 124, now 5. 124, now 5. 124, money, 5. 124, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 30, 30. 131, 2, 3, 4, 34, 5. 136, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 9. 40, 1, 2, 41, 2. 141, 2. 141, that'll be D&D 107. D&D 107. Heaven hand, 140 now one, ibid one, money, 1, 2. 142, 2, $1, $2. 141 now 2, 3, 3, 42, 3, 2 now 3, 3, high, 3, 4, 143 and a half, Marty 25. Over there, one cow. Happening 122 now 3, 122 now 3, 4, $3, $4, 124 5, 126 7, $8, $9, 29 31, 2, 31 $2, 131 now 2, now 3, 3, 4, 34, 133 Tom 1. Hit 138 39, 138 on money $9, 9, 38 9 40, 141, it 1 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 47, 147. 146 Lone Star. Okay, fly spray, not warmer. That's what the owner called the ranch guy. That's what they said. I hope so. 42. 114 now 3, 114 now 3, 3, 142 on the money, 3, 4, 104 now 5, now 6, 45, 46, 7, 147, 48, 148, 9, 150, 151, 51, neighbor 1 to 1, half, 1, neighbor 1 to 1 half, 151 half 2, 152 2, 2 and a half 3, 153, 3 now 3, 152 and a half, Marty 25. 7 and a half, same deal. 130 now one. 130, keep it one. Able to one to the one. Money 31. 131. Able to 1 2. 31, 32. 33, 34, 5, 35, 6. 36 $7. Not a bit of $7, $8, $8, $9, 40. 40. 139 Lone Star. 105, look him over. 105, $106. 105, $106. 105, $106. 105, money, 6, 7, 107, 107, not a bit of 7, not a 7, not a 7. 106, 7, 107, not 8, 109, 110, 111, 12, 113, with a bit of 13, 14, with a bit of 14, 114, 14, 15, with a bit of 16, 117, 118, with a bit of 18, 19, 20, with a bit of 1, 121, 120, Marty, 25. Same cows. Abraham, 135, $36, $135, $36. On the money, now 6. $136, $6, a bit of 35, 6, $7, $7, about 7. 137, 8, 38, $38, $8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 40, with a bit of 40. 141, able to 1, 1, able to 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3. 42, 3, 4, 5, with a bit of 6, with a bit of 6. 145 Lone Star. Okay, you need him. It happened to hang 134 now 5, 134 now 5, 5 money 5, 34 now 5, 36, $36, 7, not a bit of 7, 8, 38, $9, 9, 40, 1, 140, Marty 25. He's having a $2 now 2, 250 now 2, 240 now 2, 240 now 2, 240 now 2, $2, $4, 240, 4, 4, bit of a sec, but a 248, 250 now 2, with a bit of $2 now 2, 250 Nolan 56. $144.95, $144.95, $144 money 5, $6, $147, 7, not a 7, not a 8, not a 8, not a 8, 9, $149, $150, $151, able to 1, not a 1, not a 1, 2, $152, 3, $153, 53, 4, 4, bit, 4, 5, $155, 55, 6, not a bit of 7, not a 7, not a bit of 8, not a 8, 59, now 60, bit, 160, 159, Marty 25. $135, $36, 35, 36. On the money, 6, 7, a bit of 7, not a bit of 8, $8, $8, 38, $39, $9, 40, bit, 1, 2, bit, 43, 43, 4, 4, 5, 6, not a bit of 7, not a bit of 7, 47, 146, Lone Star. Okay, left eye. It happened to 105, $106. All the way around one more time. $105, $106. $105, $106. $5, $6. $5 money 6. $5, $6. 105, 6. 6, 8, $5 now 6, 7, better 7, not a 7, 8. 108, 108, 109, 9, 9, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 11, 111, 12, 13, 13, 1, 13, 112, 13, 14, 14, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 116, 17, 18, 18, 19, 18, 19, 119, 20, 20, 20, 20, 1, 1, 120, Marty number 25. It's happening 290, now 2.5, 290, but debate 2.5, 290 on the money, 2.5, 97 half, 97 half, $3, $3, 2.5, but debate 3 go 2.5, 37 half, 7 7 10, but 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 15, but debate 17, but debate 20, but debate 320, 320, 317 half, Troy 1, Troy 1. Young now. 7 half, 155, and 159.5. On the money, 560, 5, 160, 2.5, $160, 2.5, 160, now 2.5, 5, 5, 2.5, 165, 160, 2.5. That'll be Troy number 15. Sell a heifer. It's happening 240, now 2.5, 240, now 2.5, 240, 2.5, money, 2.5, 240, now 2.5, 240, 2.5, 2.5, you do it, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 240, Troy 1, Troy 1. 7 here, 7.5, 320, now 2.5, 320, now 2.5, 2.5, money, 2.5, 320, 2.5, but 2.5, 25, but 25, 7.5, 7.5, but 320, 7.5, 7.5, 30, but 330, 2.5, but 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 330, and that'll be H38, H38. Weigh the cow, 165, $7. 165, now 7, money, $7, $7, 5, 7, 165, $7, $7, $7, $7, $7, $7, 165, show number 13. Tell heifer, 290, now 2, 290, but $2, $290 on the money, now 2, 292, 290, but $2, $290, now 2, 290, Troy 1. Weigh the cow, weigh the cow. Weigh the cow, $125, $126, $125, $126, 7, 8, 28, 9, 31, 32, 31, now 2, now 2, now 2, now 2, now 2, 31, 2, $31, $2, 133, but 4, but 5, but 35, 6, 37, 37, 37, 38, 39, $9, 40, but 40, 139. Shane, is that right? 10, Shane? Shane in it. Is there? No. Drake, 10. Drake 10. Drake 10. 420 now 5. 420 now 5. 420 now 5. Money 5. 420 now 5. 420 now 5. 30 435 40 40 445 now 50 50 50 55 55 55 455 55 55 455 450 Troy 2. It's happening. 138, 9, $138, 9, 38, now 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, $9 money, 9, 40, but 1, 140, now 1, but 140, Marty, 25. $136, $37, $136, 7, 36 on the money, 7, 8, 38, 38, 38, $9, $9, $9, $9, 39, 40, 140, 1, 2, 3, 14, now 3, now 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 143 Lone Star. Okay, 2 big ones have not been checked here. $2 now, 2.5. $2 now, 2.5. On the money now, 2.5. 2.5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 15, but 17, now 20, but 2.5. 220, 2.5. 2.5, 2.5, 7, 30, 2.5, but 32, 5. 37, 40, but 2.5, but 40, 2.5. 240, 2.5. 5, 45, 47, 250, but 50, now 50, now 50. 250, 250, 250, 250. 247, Tom 1, Tom 1. Look her over now. Dragging the wheel. 120 now 5. 120 now 5. Money 5. 30, 5, 40, 55, 50, 55, 165, 170, 170, 165, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 165. Javier 4. Sellable, $2.450, now 2, 252, 4, 252, now 4, 6, 258, 262, $260, $2, 262, 24, 4, 9, 4, 9, 6, 68, 268, 70, 270, 268, Nolan 27. Two over there, 150 now 5, 150 on the money now 5, 155, 150 now 5, 155, 5, 5, 60, 165, 70, 175, 175, 5, 5, 75, 170, Tom 5, Tom 5, $2 now 5, $2 now 5, $2 now money 5, 205, 205, 205, 5, 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 15, 20, 220 now 5, now 30, now 5, 40, 240, 240, 240, 240, 240, 235. Brian Hobman. It's happening. 150 now 5, 150 now 5, 150 on the money now 5, 60, 5, 70, 5, 175, 175, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 170, Tom 5, Tom 5. 170 now $2, 175, $6, 175 on the money now $6, $6, 70, $6, 6, 75 now $6, $6, 6, 6, 175 Marty 4. Got a steer, 17, T40, now 2.5, 240, now 2.5, 240 on money, 2.5, but a 2.5, 25, but a 47.5, 50, but a 2.5, 255, 57.5, 260, 2.5, now 5, now 7.5, 70, 2.5, but a 5, but a 7.5, 80, but a 280, 80, but a 80, 270, 80, 2.5, but a 28, 2.5, 25, 5, 5, 85, but a 7.5, 27.5, 90, 290, 2.5, but a 9, 2.5, 290, and that'll be Fry 7, Fry 7. $50 bucks and cow, 50 now 2.5, 50 on the money 2.5, 55, 7.5, $60 now 2.5, 60 2.5. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 5, 65, 7.5, 70, but a bit of 2.5, but a bit of 2.5, 2.5, 5, 75, 7.5, but a bit of 80, but a bit of 80, 2.5, but a bit of 85, but a bit of 87.5, but a bit of 87, 90, $90, 90, but a bit of 90, 87.5, Brian Hoffman, 5. Brian Hoffman, number 5, Brian. $310, 12.5, $310, $312.5, $310, $312.5, money $12.5, $310, $12.5, $15, $15, $15, $15, $79, $379, $20, but a $2.5, but a $2.5, $5, but a $7.5, but $30, but a $330, $2.5, $37.5, $340, $2.5, but a $5, but a $45, $345, $45, $7.5, $347.5, $47.5, $50, $50, but a $50, $350, $2.5, $55, but a $55, $5, $7.5, $357.5, $357.5, $355, Brian Hoffman. Over there, 175, $7, 175, $7, 175, now 77, 77, money $7, $7, 175, $7, $9, 9, 81, 81, 81, 83, 183, 85, 85, 87, 87, 87, 87, 87, 87, 9, 89, 89, 91, 91, 91, 91, 91, 189, show number 8, show 8. Okay, be on judge, look her over, 120, now 2.5, 120 on 2.5, 5, 7.5, 30, 130, 130, 2.5, 5, 37.5, 140, 2.5, 145, 7.5, 150, 150, 2.5, 52, 5, 55, 7.5, 160, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 70, 2.5, 5, 175, 75, 170, 2.5, Tom 1. Heifer over there, but it's happening 290, now 2.5, 290 on money, 2.5, 5, 97.5, $3, 2.5, 5, 3, 7.5, 10, 10, 12.5, 15, 15, 79, 20, 20, 2.5, 5, 25, 7.5, 30, 3, 32.5, 2.5, 5, 37.5, 40, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 47.5, 345, Troy, 3, 7.5, 330, now 5, 330, now 5, 5, money, 5, 40, 5, 345, 340, now 5, 5, 53, 50, now 5, 355, 360, 5, 70, 5, 80, 85, 380, Russell, number 3, Russell 3. Over there, $3, now 5, $3, now 5, on with $3, on money, 2.5, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12.5, 15, 79, 20, 2.5, now 5, now 7.5, 30, 2.5, 5, 37.5, 340, 40, 340, 340, 337.5, JD. Steers, 330, now 5, 330, now 5, 330, now 5, money, 540, 550, 5, 355, 60, 55, 370, 70, 370, 370, 370, 365, JD. Young here, 7.5, 180 now 5, 180 now 5, 180 now 5, 95 and a $2, 5, 10, 15, 25 and a 30 and a 5, 235, 235, 40, 240, 235, now 40, now 40, now 40, now 240, 235, Brian Hoffman, number 5. What's your little bit? 80, now $2 too. 80, but about $2 too. $80 on the money, now $2. $80 too. $80 now $2. 82, 82, 82, 80, Tom 1. Two head. What happened? 270 now $2 too. 270 now $2 on money, $4. 74 now 6 now 880 but 284, 84, 284, 282, Nolan 27. $2.50 now 2.5, 250 now 2.5, money 5, 7.5, $60 2.5, 5 at a 7.5, 72 2.5 now 5 at a 275, 272 2.5, Nolan 56. Up there's happening 150 down 1, 150 down 1, money 1, 2, 152, 151 2, $152 $2, better $2, 151, Marty 26, Marty 26. Over there, 140 now 1, 140, keep it to 1, money 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 48, $9, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 54, 5, 6, 7, let it 7, 156, Marty 25, Marty 25, $2.40 now 5, but a 240, 2.5, 240 on the money, 2.5, 240, 2.5, but 240 now 2.5, 240, Tom 1. Two big ones there. 250 now 5. 250 on the money now 5. 65, 70, but a 5, but a 275. Have them all if you want. 280 now 5. 285, 90, 290, 285, 95, $3, $3, but a bit of $3, 5, but a bit of $3, 5, 10, 15, 15, 20, but a bit of 5, but a bit of 25, 30, but a 330, 325, capital number 42, capital 42. 250 now 5, 250 now 5, 255, 65, 265, 70, 275, 80, 280, 85, 90, 290, 85, 95, 295, $3, $3, $295, Brian Hoffman. $3 now 5, $3 now 5, $3 now money 5, but a $3 5. Money's down 5, but a 3 5. 10, but about 10, 15, about 20, but about 320, now 5, now 30, 335, 335, but a 335, 35, 35, 330, Reese, 0. Reese, 0. Sell a red heifer, red one. Sell both of them, 280 now 2.5. 280, 2.5, both of them, 280 now 2.5. 280 now 2.5, 280, but it paid 2.5. 280 now 2.5. You see them, Glenn? 280, 2.5. 280 on the money now 2.5. 280, but it paid 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. 280, and that'll be Fry 7-1. Fry 7-1. Okay, change of Fry 71's D&D 24. D&D 24.
Says this is spinning off. Well, I should bind him. My stuff's doing good. I don't want to lose mine. Okay. Justin Cross. A one paint brand, it'll be easy to tell. Her from Starlight.
Okay, sell the big heifer. 245 7, 240 big heifer, 245 47 money 7 7, 245 money's down 7 7 7 7 9 9 249 51 53 255 55 55 55 55 55 253 Fry 71.
You know we got a bunch. We got 71.
Fry 71.
But we got more of that now. Okay.
Okay, look it over. The 40 now 5. $40 now 5. Just plain old 40 now 5. Going on the scales. Money 5. 45 50. 55 65 75 80 5. 85 90 now 5. 95 now 100. $5, $10, $15, all 20. Now $5, $25, $30, $35, $40, $45, $50, $55, $55, $55, $55, $55, $150 a pound. Paulino, is that right? Paulino. 280, not 2.5, 280, but about 2.5. 280, not 2.5, 280, not 2.5, 280, not 2.5, 280. Charlotte, 280, now 2.5. 280, on money, 2.5. Bit of pie, 7.5. 90, 290, 2.5, now 7.5. $3, 2.9, bit of pie, bit of 3, 7.5, 10, bit of 10, 12.5, 15, 79, 20, bit of 2.9, bit of pie, bit of 27.5, 30, bit of 2.5, 335, 35, 35, 332 and a half, Reese, 0. So Hereford. 245, 250, 245 now 50, on the money 55, 260, 265, 260 now 5, 260, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 260 Troy 1.
What's that stuff? Is that chalk or something on the side? Oh,
Okay, 7.5, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, money 5, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, 305, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 20, 22 and a half, 320, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 320 Troy number 45. It's happening. Two big ones, two big ones, two big ones. It's happening. $2.16 now, 2.5. Two big ones, 260, 2.5, 260 on money, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 260, 2.5, 5, 5, 7, 7, 7, 270, 2.5, 5, 75, 7.5, 7.5, 270, 280, 280, 80, 2.5, 280, 2.5, 85, 85, 87, 90, 290, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 290, 2.5, 290, D&D 5.2, D&D 5.2, $3 now 50 now 5, 350 now 5, 350 on the money now 5 at a 350. You do it 55, 55, 55 at a 355, 355, 55, 55, 55, 350. Troy 4, Troy 4. It's happening. $3.10 now 15, 310 now 15 on money 15, 310, 315, 20, but a 25, but a 30, but a 30, but a 30, 30, 30, 2.5, 335, 35, 35, 37 half, 337 half, 337 half, 335, capital number 17, cap 17. Two eight nine 2.5, 290, 2.5. On money 5, 7.5, 2 7.5, 85, 7.5, 90, 290, 2.5, 295, 95, 97, 7, 7, $3, $3, 2.5, 5, 3 5 7.5, 10, 10, 10, 12, 12, 15, 15, 79, 79, 79, 315. Troy 3, Troy 3, Troy 3. 450 now 5, 450 now 5, 450 now 5, 450 now 5, now 5, money 5, 450 now 5, 60, 5, 465, 460 now 5, now 5, now 70, 70, 70, 70, 470, 470, 475, 75, 75, 75, 75, 470, Troy 2, Troy 2. What's your lightning good? Seven here, $4 now 5, $4 now 5, $4 on money 5, but a bit of 10, but a bit of 15, but a bit of 20, but a bit of 425, but it's 425, 30, but a 5, but a bit of 435, 35, 35, 35, 35, 435, 435, 430, Troy 2, Troy 2. African, but I say, but hand, $3.50 now 5, $3.50 now money, now 5, but $3.50 now 5, $3.50 now 5, now 60, but a bit of 60, but a 365, $3.70, but a bit of 5, but a bit of 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, $3.70, Troy 21. Every kind dollar, $3 now 70 now 5, 370 now 5, 370 now 5, 75, 75, 75, 370 on the money now 5, 75, 80, 80, 5, 85, 85, 85, 385, 85, Rosso out, 385, 85, 85, 85, 385, 380, Wilford Wildy. Two blacks, two blacks, two blacks. Any two. Do any two, any two like 270 now 2.5. 270 now 2.5. 270 on the money 575. 75, 7.5, 80, 280, 80, 2.5, 5, 85, 85, 285, 7.5, 287 half, 287 half, 87 half, 7 half, 90, 290, 290, 290, 290, 290, 290, 290, 290, 290, Troy, number 44, 33, I'm sorry. He wants two black. 33, Troy. Over there, $2.50 now 5, $250 now 5. Hereford, $250 now 2.5, $250 now 2.5, $250 on the money, 2.5, $250 now 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, $250 on the scales. Troy number 1, Troy 1 on the scales. Tell heifer. It's $140 now 2.5, $240 now 2.5, $240 to money 5, 7.5, 52, 50, 250, 2.5, 5, 55, 7.5, 60, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 25, 265, 555, 5, 260, 2.5. That'll be Fry 71. Got a bull there, 7.5, 280, now 2.5, 280, almost 5, 7.5, 90, better 2.5, better about 5, 95, 97.5, $3, better 2.5, better 302, 5, 302 and a 5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 305, capital 31. 7.5, $2, 15, now 5, 255, money 5, 250, 2.5, 7.5, 60, 2.5, now 5, but a bit of 7.5, 70, 2.5, but a bit of 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 270, Nolan 27. Got a steer. 7.5, $2, 16, now 2.5, 5, 265, 7.5, 70, 2.5, now 5, now 5, now 7.5, 80, bit of 2.5, bit of 5, 287.5, 290, 290, 290, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 95, 97.5, $3, $3, 2.5, 5, but 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 305, fry, 7. Little heifer there, 316, now 5, 316, now 5, money 5, 316, now 5, bit of 5, 365, 70, 375, 80, bit of 5, bit of 90, bit of 90, 93, 85, 90, 85, 90, 90, 90, 90, bit of 90, 385, Javier, number 3. Pretty good. 7.8, 50, now 5, 250, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 60, but 260, 257.5, 260, 260, but 260, 257.5, fry, 71.
You're starting that quarter.
Okay, Porter cattle like we had last week. Was had Pyramid 5 pre-sponge and Ultraback 7 been wormed with Dectomax. Only pass that, boys. 66 at them all together. $315, $17, $315, $317, $315, 7 money, $17, $19, $319, $319, $21, $323, $323, $324, $34, and about 5, about 5, about 5, about 5, about 6, $327, $7, $7, $7, $8, $8, $8, now 9, $329, $30, $331, about $1, $1, $1, $8, $333, bit of 3, bit of 4, bit of 5, bit of 35, 35, 36, $337, about 7, $8, $8, 9, 9, 9, 40, bit of 1, 41, 41, 341, $1, $1, 340, Troy 5, Troy 5. Same cattle you're buying, 12 head. 345, 47, 345, 47, 345, $47, 345, 47, $7, money 7, money's down, 47, $349, 9, 349, 349, 49, 49, 51, 351, 51, 3, 3 now, 3 now, 3 now, 5, 355, 55, 55, 55, $7, $7, 6, 7, 356, 357, 357, 357, 356, now 7, now 7, now 7, now 7, now 7, 356, Troy, number 4.
Yes, sir.
16 hit 'em, heifer kind. $310, 12.5, $310, $312.5, $310, money 12.5, $15, $315, $79, $79, $79, $379, $20, $320, now $20, now a bit of $20, now $1, $21, $2, $2, $3, a bit of $323, $324, $24, $25, $25, $25, $25, $26. Okay. 326, holding 1 inch, 6, 7, holding 1, 327, 8, 329, 329, 330, with a 1, with a 1, 2, 33, 33, 334, 34, 35, 35, 335, $36, 7, not a bit of 7, not a 7, not a 7, 38, 338, 9, 339, 41, and a bit of 1, 1, 341, a bit of 1, 1, 340, Reese number 2. Same cattle. 290, not 290, 290, but debate 2.5. On the money, not 2.5. 295, 95, that's 7.5. 297, $3, $3, $3, 2.5. 302 and a 5. 37 and a half, 7, 8, 10, but 12 and a half, but 15, 17 and a half. 320, but 2.5, but 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. 320, 2.5, but 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. 320, Troy won. My 9 head, 330, now 2.5, 330, now 2.5, on the money, now 2.5, 330, 2.5, 2.5, but a 5, but a 35, 35, 7.5, 7.5, 337, 40, but 2.5, but 40, 2.5, 5, but 45, 45, 7.5, 347, 50, 350, but 50, now 50, now 50, now 2.5, 25, 355, 55, but 7.5, 60, but 2.5, but 5, 367, 70, 2.5, 5, but 7.5, 80, but 2.5, 5, 87, 90, but 390, 2.5, but 390, but 2.5, 390, 2.5, 390, Reese 0. 7.5, $3, 16 now 5, 316 now 5. On the money now 5, 75, but 80, but 5, but 90, but 5, but $4, but 5, but $4, 5, 10, 15, 20, but 5, but 30, but 435, but 435, 35, 35, 430, and that'll be H 38. Okay, got a little loose thing under her throat there. $2 now 5. $2 now 5. Money 5, 10, but 15, 25, but 30, but 5, but 40, but 245, 50, 250 now 5, 260, but 5, but 70, but 5, but 80, but 205, but 90, but 295. Now $3, but $3, $295. That'll be show number 77. Oh, we got a bull there. $3 now 5. $3 now 5. But 10, but 5, but $10, 10. 35 now 10, 15, 20, but 5, but 30, but 5, but 40, but 340, 340, 335. JD. Got a steer, $2.50 now 5, $250 now 5, $250 on the money now 5, but 60, but 5, but 70, but 5, but 80, but 5, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 280, fry 7, fry 7. Okay, look him over. 120 now 5, 120 now 5. 120 on the money now 5, 125, 30, now 5, now 40, now 5, now 50, now 5, now 16, 160, 160, 160, 160, 160, 160, 155, Javier 4. $250 now 5, $250 now 5, $250 now 5, money 5, $250 now 5, $255, 60, but 5, but 70, but 5, but 275, 80, 80, 5, 25, 25, 25, 290, 90 now 5, 95, 95, 295, got 290 now 5, now 5, 290, and that'll be H number 4, 47, H47. Pecan. It's 7, 280, now 2.5, 280, now 2.5, 280 on money, 2.5, 85, 85, 87, 90, 290 on 2.5, 95, 95, 95, 295, 95, 97, 7.5, 297, 7.5, $3, $3, 2.5, $3, capital 94. Okay, new deal has some shot. Sell black heifer, 290, now 2.5, 290, on money, 2.5, now 7.5, $3, 2.5, 37.5, 10, 12.5, 15, 79, 79, 720, 320, 2.5, now 5, but 27, 30, but 2.5, but 32.5, 332.5, 330, Reese 2, Reese 2. Bouquet 7.5, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, but money 5, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, but 10, but 15, but 20, but 5, but 30, but 5, but 40, but 5, but 350, 355, 355, 60, but 60, 360, 360, 355, JD. 8, isn't it? Or 6? 6. 70, 289, 2.5, 280, not 2.5, 280, not 2.5, money, 2.5, 280, not 2.5, 80, 2.5, 7.5, 90, 2.5, 95, 95, 92, 97, $3, $3, 2.5, 5, 3, 5, 7.5, 10, 10, 10, 12.5, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 3, 12.5, D&D 24. Okay, boys, they have been winged 17 days and had a 7-way shot. 7.5, $3 now, 2.5, $3 now, money now, 2.5, 5, 3 5, 3 7.5, 10, 12.5, 12.5, 15, 15, 17, 20, 2.5, 5, 25, 25, 3 25, 25, 27, 3, 27, 7, 7, 30, 3 30, 2.5, 5, 35, 35, 35, 3 30, 2.5, capital 3, 2, capital 2. Okay, hold the dark gray if you need to. Hold the dark gray if you need to. $3, 10, 15, 17.5. 3 17.5 on the money, 17.5 now 20. 3 20, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 5, 25, 27.5. 3 30, 2.5, 35, 35, 35, 3 35, 35, 35. 3 30, 2.5, Russell 3, Russell 3. 270 now 5, 270 now 5, 270 now 5. Money 5, 270 now 5, 280, 85, 90, 5, 95, 295, 95. 95. Now $3, $3, $3, $2.95. Capital number 559. Capital 59. $7, 290, now 2.5, 290, now 2.5, 290, now 2.5, money, 2.5, got the money on both of them? Yes, sir. 2925. 95, 97.5. Now $3, $3, 2.5, 3 5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 305. That'll be H 47. 7.5, $2.16, now 2.5, 2.16, now 2 money, 2.5, 5, but it's 7.5, 70, but it's 2.5, but it's 2.5, 2.70, now 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 5, 75, 7.5, but it's 80, but it's 280, 80, but it's 80, 280, 280, 277.5, fry 71. 7.5, 250, now 2.5, 250, now 2.5. On money, 5, 7.5, 60, 2.5, now 5, now 7.5, 70, 2.5, now 5, but it's 7.5, 80, but it's 2.5, but it's 80, 2.5, 280, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 280, fry 71, fry 71. 70, 280, now 2.5, 280, but it's 2.5, 280 on money, 2.5, but it's 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 280, 2.5, 280, 2.5, but it's 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. 25, 85, 7.5, 90, 90, 2.5, 90, 2.5, 290, and that'll be Reese 2, Reese 2. Hold the horns if you need to. Hold the horns if you need to. 70, 290, now 2.5, 290, but it's 2 money, 5, 7.5, $3, 2.5, 3 5, 3 7.5, 7.5, but it's 7, 10, 10, 12.5, 15, but it's 15, 79, 20, but it's 3, 20, 2.5, 5, 25, 7.5, but it's 3, 30, but it's 30, 2.5, but it's 30, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 330, JD. 7 here, $2.70, now 5, $2.70, now 5, 270 on the money, 5, but 270, now 5, 5, 5, 5, but 275, 280, 280, 80, but 5, but 285, 90, but 90, but 5, but 95, 95, 95, 290, capital number 42. Three 40 now 5, 340 now 5, 345, 50, 350 now 50 now 50, 45 now 50 now 53, 53, 53, 53, 53, 50, 345 JD. Charlotte, $2.70 now 5, 270 on money, 585, but 90, but 5, but $3, but 5, but $3 now 5, $3 now 5, now 5, now 5, $3 Nolan 56. Okay, front right, way down low.
What is it?
$2 now $5. $2 on the money now $5. $2 now $5. $2 now $5. $5. $2 now $5. $2 now $5. $10. $210. $10. 15. 15. 20. $220 now $5. $225. $30. $230 now $5. $35. $35. $35. $230 Tom 3. 7 here, 7 and 330 now 5, 330 now 5, 330 now 5, 330 now money now 5, but a 40, but a 5, but a 50, but a 5, but a 355, 65, 370, but a 5, but a 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 370, and that'll be D&D H38. H38. Headshots 280, not 2.5, 280, but 2.5, 5, 280, 5, 285, 7.5, 280, 90, 2.5, now 5, now 7.5, now $3, 2.5, 302 and a half, 302 and a half, 5, 305, 5, 5, 5, 55, 302 and a half, Troy, number 7. All steers. It's 315, 317, 315, oh no, $17, 317, 19, 20, 2.5, 5, 23, 27 and a half, 327 and a half, 327 and a half, 30, 330, now 30, now 2.5, 2.5, 5, 5, 5, 35, 35, 37, $7, $9, 339, now 41, 341, that one, 341, 340, Troy 5. Two big ones, sell two big ones, 280, now 2.5, 5, 270, 90, 2.5, now 5, 95, now 7.5, $3, 2.5, 302, 5, 307, 310, 12 and a half, 312 and a half, 312 and a half, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 17 and a half, 20, 2.5, 320, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 320, and that'll be fry 7. 305, 307, 305, 307, another 79, 39, 39, 311, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 323, 323, 333, 323, 321, JD. All right, T.R. Hines cattle have had Triangle 5 and Barvac 8. 350 now 5, 350 now 5, 350 now 5, now 60, 360, 355, 360, 55, 55, 60, now 5, 370, 375, 380, 380, 380, 380, 380, 375, JD. It's happening 380 now 5, 380 now 5, on money 90, 55, but a 4, not a 5, but a 4, 5, 10, 15, 15, 20, and now 5, 425, 420 now 5, 425, 25, 25, 25, 25, 420, H38. 420 now 5, 420 now 5, money 5, it had been 420 now 5, 425, 25, 25, 25, it had been 430, 430 now 5, now 40, it had been 5, it had been 445, 440 now 5, 5, 5, it had been 5, now 5, now 5, now 5, now 5, 440, Troy 2. Okay, you do not get the big one. You're buying 4 little ones. 380 now 5. 380 on money now 5. But 85, 90, but $5. But $4 now 5. But 10, 14, 15, 20. But 425, 30, 435, 440 now 5. But 55, 455, 65. But 465, 465, 460. Troy, number 11. Okay, pick 2 you like. 2 or more, 2 or more. 330 now 5. 335, 40, but 40 now 40. 335 now 40, 40, 40, 40, 340, 340 now 5. 50, 355, 355, 60, now 5, now 70, 5, 80, 85, 90, 5, 95, 95, 95, 95, 390, Drake. Drake, number 3, that's where you want it. 320, now 5, 325, money, 530, 330, now 5, 35, 40, 40, now 5, 50, 350, 55, 55, 60, 5, 70, 55, 80, 380, 80, 375, Reese 0. Reese 0. 240, now 2.5, 240, now 2.5, money 5, 7, 55, 60, 55, 275, 280, 275, 80, 80, 280, 275, Nolan 29. Okay, boys, they have been weaned 30 plus days and on a VAC 34 program. Next, 4 head. 295, now $3, 295, money, $3, now 5, now 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, but 3, 10, 3, 5, 7 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, 15, but 79, but 79, 20, but 320, 22 and a half, but 2 and a half, 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 320, and that'll be fry 7. 7 half, 290, now 2 and a half, money, 5, 290, 5, 95, 7 half, 97 half, $3, $3, 2 and a half, 30, 2 and a half, 5, 305, 7 half, 7 and 10, but 10, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 17 half, 317 half, 317 half, 315, Troy 1, 2 or more. Okay, new deal. Okay, that's subway shot. 305, 307, 305, 307, 7, 7, 7, 9, 311, 313, now 15, now 17, 37, 19, 19, 319, 21, 23, 5, 7, 7, 9, 31, 331, 3, 333, 333, 333, 331, JD. There's steers. Sell 3 or more. 290, now 2.5, 290, but 2.5. 290 on the money. 2.5, 290, 290, 290, 295. 295, 95, 95, 95, 97, 7, 7, $3, $3. 2.5, 5, 305, 5, 5, 7, 7, 7, 305, 307, 7, 7, 7, 305. Capital 31. Two or more. 7 or 290, not 2.5, 290, not 2.5, 290 on the money, 2.5, 295, 95, 95, 95, 97, 7, $3, $3, 2.5, 302 and a half, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 302.5, 305, 305, 7, 7, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 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 310 fried. Number 7, 270, now 2.5, money 5, but a 7 half, 80, 2.5 and 5, but a 7 half, 90, 290, 2.5, 5, 95, 97 half, $3, $3, 2.5, 3.5, 7 half, but a 7 half, 7 half, 7 half, 305, Shote, 7, 7. 2 or more, 2 or more. 2 to 16, now 2.5, 2 to 60, 2, 5, 7 half, 70, 2.5, but about 5, 7 half, 277 half, 80, 280, 2.5, 280, 2.5, 2.5, 87 half, 290, but about 90, 90, 290, but about 2.5, 290, 2.5, 5, 95, 97 half, $3, but about 2.5, but about 2.5, 5, 305, 37 half, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, but $10, 10, 307 half, fry 71, $2.50 and 40, now 2.5, 240, 2, 5, 7 half, 50, 2.5, 5, 57 half, but 260, but 2.5, but 5 to 7 half, 270, 2.5, now 5, but 75, 75, 75, 75, 272 and a half, fry 71. Is this new deal? Not yet.
This is the last three of that one.
Over there, 216, now 5, 216 on the money, now 5, 265, 70, but 270, 270, but 65, 70, 270, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 265, Shote, 7, 7. Sell the heifer, about $10.70, now 5. 270, heifer, 270, now 5. Sell a heifer, 270. Now 5 at a 270. Now 5. 275 on the heifer, 5 at about 270. Now 5. 275 and 270. Now 5. There she is. 275. 250. Now 5. 250. Now 5. 250. Now 5. 250 on the money. 5. 250. Tom 3. Tom 3. Tom 3. Got a little bouquet, $3 now 5. $3 now 5. $3 now 5. $3 now 5. Money 5. $3 5. $3 capital number 45. Okay, Ritter, on your pass out. They've been weaned 90 days. They have had a round of Bova Shield and Vista 1 and 2 rounds of Vision 7. Weaned 90 days. 2 rounds of shots. 325 7 $, 327 $, 7 $25 7.5. Now on the money, now 7.5 30, 330 now 5, and 40, but a 5, but a 45, 340 now 2.5, now 5, 340 2.5 5, 45 45, 340 2.5 5, 5 5 5, but a 345 345, 340 2.5 Troy 5. Same cattle, weaned 90 days. 7.5 $3.20 now 2.5, 320. Two more, 320, 2.5. 320 on the money, 2.5. Now 5, now 5, now 5, now 7.5. 330, 2.5 to 7.5 at a 40 with a bit of 340, 340, 2.5, 45 at a bit of 45, 7.5, 340, 7.5, 340, 7.5, 478, 7.8, 7.5, 345 Troy 5. 7.5 $3 now 5, $3 on the money now 5, 3.5, 3.5 at a 10 at a bit of 10 and 12.5 at a 12.5, 12.5, 310, 12.5, 15, 15, 79, 79, 20 at a bit of 20, 2.5, 325, 25, 7.5 at a bit of 327, 30, 330, 330, 2.5 at a bit of 5 at a 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 332 and a half Troy number 5, Troy 5. 7.5 $3 now 2.5, 3 the same cattle, same story, weaned 2 rounds of shots, $3 now 2.5, $3 now 2.5, $3 now 2.5, 2.5, 5, 305, 3.7.5, 3.7.5, 10, 310, 12.5, 12.5, 15, 15, 15, 15, 315, 315, 312.5, Troy 1, Troy 1. Sell a redneck there, but $3 now, 2.5. $3 on money, 2.5, 5, but it's 7.5, 7.5, 307, 10, 10, 12.5, 12.5, 12.5, 15, 15, 17.5, 17.5, 20, 2.5, but a bit of 5, but a bit of 27.5, 30, but a bit of 330, 2.5, but a bit of 2.5, 330, and that'll be D&D 24, D&D 24. $3 now, 2.5, $3 now, 2.5, but a bit of 2.5, money, 2.5, 5, 5, 5, 7.5, 3, 7.5, 10, 12.5, 12.5, 15, 17.5, 379 20, but 2.5, but a bit of 2.5, 2.5, 5, but a bit 25, 27.5, 327.5, 30, but a bit of 330, 330, 327.5, Troy, number 3. Heifer kind, $3 now, 2.5, but $3 now, money, 2.5, 5, but 7.5, 10, 12.5, 15, 15, 15, 15, 79, 79, 3, 17.5, 15, 79, 20, but 320, 320, 320, 3, 7, 8, 22.5, but a bit of 2.5, 5, but a 5, but a 5, 322.5, capital number 3, capital 3. Okay, boys, weaned 6 weeks. I've had a triangle 5, multi-man division 7, pyramid 5 with pre-sponge and worm with side deck done. 2 slick ones, sell 2 slick ones, $3, 10, 12.5, 310, money, 12.5, 15, 15, 15, minutes, 17.5, 3, 17.5, 20, but a bit of 20, 2.5, but a bit of 2.5, 2.5, 5, 327.5, but a bit of 327.5, 7.5, 7.5, 30, 330, 2.5, but a 2.5, 2.5, 5, but a 5, but a 5, but a 5, 7.5, 337.5, 40, but a 2.5, but a bit of 5, but a bit of 7.5, but a bit of 47.5, 345, Simpson 36. Little bitty pimple on her face, on his face. 280 now 5, 280 now 5, 280 on money now 5, 90 but a bit of 5, but a $3, but a 5, but a 10, but a $10, 10, 15, 315, 79, but a bit of 17.5, 20, 320, 320, 320, 320, 320, 317.5, fry 7. 25, 87, 25, 7 half, 90, 2 and a half, now 5, now 7 half, $3, 2 and a half, 5, 7 half, 3, 7 half, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 3, 15, 15, 15, 3, 15, 3, 15, 3, 12 and a half, Troy, 6. Got a steer, 7 half, 3, 10, 15, 17 half, 3, 17 half, 22 and a half, now 5, 3, 27 half, 3, 30, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 5, 5, 35, 37 half, 3, 37 half, 40, 2 and a half, 5, 5, 7 half, 3, 47 half, 50, 3, 52 and a half, 5, 55, 55, 3, 52 and a half, Troy, 5, $3, now 2 and a half, 5, 302 and a half, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, 7 half, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 17, 20, 3, 22 and a half, 3, 25, 7 half, 30, 3, 32 and a half, 35, 35, 7 half, 3, 37 half, 3, 35, Troy, 3, Troy, 3. $240 now 5, $240 now 5, $240 now 5, $240 now 5, money 5, 50, 252, 52, 45, 50 now 50 now 50 now 52, 52, 52, 50, 245, Brian Hoffman.
John, he's not loose, he's just tripping. I did mark him off.
$1 now 5, $100 now 5, now 10, $105, $110, $10, $105, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, $5, $10, 15, 120, 120, 120, 120, 120, 120, 115, Javier 4. Oh, there, 250 now 5, 250 now 5. On the money now 5, 260 with a bit of 5, and a 70 with a 5, and a 80 with a bit of 5, and a 2 to 5. 2 to 5, 2 to 5, 2 to 5, 280, Nolan 56. $1 now 5, $100 now 5, $100 now 5, $100 now 5, $100 now 5, 60 now 5, 70, 5, 80, 5, 90, 85, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, you do it, 90, 90, 90, 85, Javier 4, by the pound, 4.
Edmondson, Jennifer.
Okay, boys, they have been weaned for 30 days. Had triangle 10 and blackleg, wormed with Dectomex. Next, 8 head. 2 big blacks. $72.70 now 5. 270, 2 and a half, 5, 5, 5, 5, 2. 2 big ones. 75, 7 and a half. 280, 2 and a half, 85, 87 and a half, 287 and 90, 290, 90, 90, but everybody's down low. 290, 90, 90, 2 and a half, 90, 295, 95, 95, 97 and a half, 7 and a half, $3, 2 and a half, 5, but 305, 5, 5, 302 and a half, fry 7, fry 7. 7 here, 290 now, 2 and a half now, 90, 2 and a half, 5, 95, 97 and a half, $3 now, $3, but a 2 and a half, but a 5, 305, 305, 37 and a half, 10, and a 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 312 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 310, Simpson 36. Sell a big one, 280 now, 2 and a half, 282, 585, 7 and 92 and a half, 295, 97 and a half, $3, 2 and a half, 305, 307 and a half, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 15, 15, 315, 312 and a half, capped on 90. Heifer guys, 7 and a half, $3.20 now 5, 320 now 5. 320 now 5, money 5, 320 now 5, 325, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 320, and that'll be H 37. Tell the big one, $2 now 5, $2 now 5, $2 now 5, money 5, 205, 2, big heifer 5, 10, 15, 20, now 5, now 30, now 5, 240, but a 5, but a 245, 50, 250, 250 now 50, now 50, now 50, 250, 250, 245, show number 8. Okay, show 19. Show 19 on your 8. Sell the bull, 310, now 12 and a half, 15, 17 I am, now 20, 320, 2 and a half, 5, 27 and a half, 30, 2 and a half, 5, 37 and a half, now 40, 340, now 2 and a half, now 5, 45, 47 and a half, 347 and a half, 53, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 2 and a half, better 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 352 and a half, 350, Simpson, 35. Okay, boys, 38 head of them all together, Gray Ranch. They have had Pyramid 5 with pre-sponge, Ultraback 7, been wormed at Dectomax. Okay, handle the same way as the Porter cattle. Okay, Pyramid 5 with pre-sponge and Ultraback 7 and been wormed. You are buying 10 head of them, and there's 38 of them all together. Nice little set of cattle here. 315, 17, 3, 15, now 17, now 20, 2 and a half, now 5, now 3, 20, 5, 7, half, 30, but 3, 30, 3, 32 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 35, 35, 35, 37 half, 7 half, 3, 37 half, 40, but 3, 40, but 2 and a half, but 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 3, 40, 2 and a half, 1, 2, but 3, 42, 3, 43, but 3, 33, 4, but 5, but 45, 46, 3, 47, 3, 48, 9, 9, 9, 9, 3, 4, 9, 50, 3, 50, 50, 50, now 51, 1, 1, 2, 352, 3, 354, 4, 9, 4, 9, 4, 9, 4, 354, 354, 353, Troy 5. $290, now 2 and a half, 290, 290, but 2 and a half, 290, now 2 and a half, but 290, now on the money, now 2 and a half, 290, now 2 and a half, 290, but 2 and a half, 290, now 1, 291, 290, now 1, out to go, 290, now 1, 291, 290, Troy 3-3, Troy 33. $305, $307, $305, $307. Money's down 7, but $307, $9, 39, 11, 13, but 13, 15, but 17, 317, 19, 21, but 3, but 5, 325, 7, $9, $9, 329, 31, 33, but 333, but 5, but 7, but 7, 9, 39, 41, but 3, but 5, but 347, but 7, 345, 7, 345, Reese, number 2, Reese 2. 7 and a half, $3, now 2 and a half, $3, money, 2 and a half, 3, 2 and a half, 5, 3, 5, 7 and a half, but 7, 8, 10, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and 15, 15, 79, 79, 20, but 2 and a half, but 5, but 25, 7 and a half, 30, but 2 and a half, but 5, but 37 and a half, but 3, 37 and a half, 3, 37 and a half, 335, Troy 3. 7 and a half, $3, now 5. 3 little boys, $3 now 5. 5 money, 5, $3 now 5. 10, 15, 20, but 5, but 30, but 5, but 40, but 5. 315, but 350, now 50, now 50, now 50, now 53, 50. 345, JD. Okay, so two bulls. 7 and a half, $3, now 5. $3 in money, 5, but $3 now 2 and a half. 5, 305, 3, 7, half, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 17, 17, 9, but 17, 9, 3, 17, now 20, now 2 and a half, now 5, now 325, 7 and a half, 327 and a half, 327, two bulls, 327 and a half, 325, JD. Okay, hold your ticket till 2 steers. 2 steers going on, 285, 287 and a half, 90, 290, 290, 290, but I'm going to steers, 290, 90, 290, but 90, 90, 99, 290, 290, 290, 290, 5, 5, 5, 97, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, $3, but 2 and a half, but 305, but 7 and a half, but 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 10, but 10, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 15, 15, but 3, 15, 3, 12 and a half. That'll be Brian Hoffman on the scales. So one steer, 270, now 5. Sell the steer, 70 on the money, now 5, 80, 85, 90, 95. 295, $3, now 5, now 10, now 15, 20, 20, 315, 20, 20, 20, 20, 315, Troy 6, $2.40, now 5, 240 on money, now 5, 245, 5, 240, now 5, now 5, now 5, now 5, 55, 50. 255, 260, 265, 260 Nolan, number 26. It's happening. Two big ones, 280 now 5. 280 now 5. Money 5. Two big ones. 285, 90, 95. 295. $3 5. $3 now 5. Now 10, now 10, now 15, 15, 20. 320, 315 JD. 7 here, $3.50, now 5, 355, 55. Money, 565, 70, 5, 80, 5, 90, 5, $4, 5, $4 now 5, $4 now 5, $4 H38.
This is 1-7 Calves. This is your left.
Okay, boys, have had 2 rounds of 8-way and Boba Shield Gold. Okay, two rounds, 8-way and Boba Shield Gold. 320, now 5, 320, now 5, 320 on the money, now 5, 325, now 30, 330, now 5, 35, 40, 55, 345, 50, 350, now 5, 55, 350 H38. You bet, the good kinds. 316 now 5. 316 now 5. Money 5. 316 now 5. 365 over there 5. 70. 5. 375. 370 now 5. Now 5 and 80. 380. 88. 80. 75. 88. 85. 85. 85. 90. 90. 90. 90. 93. 90. 95. 95. 95. 95. 95. 95. 95. 95. 390. Troy number. Troy 2. $310, now 15, $310, $315, $20, now 5, now 30, now 5, $335, $340, $45, $45, $50, $355, $55, $355, $360, $55, $360 JD. 7 hand, 320, now 5, 320, now 5, money, 5, 320, now 5, 325, 30, 5, 40, 55, 50, 355, 355, 55, 5, 60, 365, 70, 365, capital 45, capital 45. Okay, hold in one. 390 now 5. 390 on money now 5. Now $4, 5, 10, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 20. 420, 20, 20, 20, 420, 420, 420, 415, Troy 2. Okay, sell 2 head. 7 and 350 now 5. 350 now 5, now 5, now 5, right there. 350 now 5. 60, 5, 70, 5, 80, 380, 75, 80, 80, 80, 380, 375 JD. 7 here, $3 now 5. $3 now money now 5. $3 now 5. 10, 15, 20, 5, 3, 20, 5, 30, 30, 30, 330, 330, 330, 330, 325, Brian Hoffman. There's steers. $7.5, $3 now $5, $3 now $5, money $5, $3 now $5, $5, 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 3, 15, now 20, 320 with the 15, now 20 with the 20, 20, 20, 23, 20, 315, Brian Hoffman. Two more, or more. You pick them. $3.90 now $5. $3.90 now $5. A bit of money $5 at a $3.90 now $5. $3.95 $95 now $4. $4 a bit of 10. A bit of 14, 15, 15, 20. A bit of now $5. A bit of 30. A bit of 5. A bit of 40. A bit of 5. 450. A bit of 5. A bit of 460. A bit of 60. 455. H number 3. $3 now $5, $3 now $5, $3 now $5, a bit of $3 on the money now $5, a bit of $3 now $5, 10, 310, 315, 320 now $5, 325, 325, 330, 330 now $5, 40, 340, a bit of $5, a bit of 50, a bit of $5, a bit of 355, 55, 350 Brian Hoffman. 250 now $5, money $5, 250 now $5, 250 now $5, just 250 now $5, 255 got Tom, 55, 60, 5, and 70, but 5, and 80, but 285, 285, 90, but 90 now $5, 295 now $3, $3, but $3, now $5, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 15, 310 Javier 3. Okay, wean 30 days. Sell the little one over there. 316 now 5. 316 now 5. 365 going on. Money 5 and about 360 now 5. 365 5 360 Troy 2. Troy 2. $2.60 now 5. On the money now 5 and a bit 260 now 5. 265 and a bit 5. 260 Nolan 27. 260 Nolan 27. 290 now 2.5, 290 now 2.5, money 2.5, 95 now $7.5, $3, 2.5 but a 5 but a 7.5 but a 10 but a money 12.5, 15, 17.5, 20 but a bit of 2.5 but a bit of 5 but a 27.5 but a 330 but a bit of 30, 330, 330, 330, 327.5 JD. Heifers. It's happening 280 now 2.5, 280 now 2.5, 280, 2.5, money 5, and 85, 87, 87, 92, 92.5, 95, 97, but a $3, but a 2.5, 302 and a 5, 378, but a 10, but a 12.5, but a 15, 15, 315, 315, 315, 312 and a half, capital 94. $7.5, $3 now, $2.5, but a bit of $3 now, $2.5, $3, $2.5, 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5, 15, but a bit of 15, 17, 20, 2.5, but a 320, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 320, capital 90. $7.5, $2.60, now 2.5, 260 on the money, now 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 260, 2.5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 7.5, 7.5, 260, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 265, Tom 1. Been wormed to Dectomax. It's happening at 280 now 5, 280 now 5, money 590, but a bit of a 95 now $3, but a bit of 2.5, but a bit of 302 and a half, 302 and a half, 302 and a half, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, $3, Nolan 56. Pecos Crossing. Boys, you like yearlings. Look them over there. You bet. Good set here. $2.99, 2.5, $2.99, 2.5. On the money, 95, 95, 95, 7.5, 7.5, $3, $3, 2.5. 5, but a 307 and a half, but a 7 and a half, 305, 7, 8, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 15, but a 15, 17 and a half, 3, 17 and a half, 20, but a 20, now 1, but a $1, $1, 323, but a 3, 4, but a 5, but a 5, 5, but a 25, 324, 5, 25, 25, 25, 324, Troy, 24. Good cattle. $320, not 2.5. $320, not 2.5. 2.5, money. 2.5, but a bit of a 320, not 2.5. $325, 25, 25, 7.5. $327.5. $330, but a bit of 32.5. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2, 5, 5, 5, 35, 35, 6, 36, 335, 37, 337, 38, $339, $9, 40, bitty, 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 1, 2, bitty, 2, 3, 343, 4, but 4, but 4, 9, 4, 9, 4, 9, 4, 343, Simpson, 36. 7 hand, but 315, 317, and a 15, 9, 17, 9, money 17. 315, 317, and the money's down. Out they go. 19, 19, 19, 21. 321, 3, but a 5, 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 but a $6, $6. 326, 325, Simpson, 36. 7 hand, 315, 317, and about 15, now money $17, $19, 19, 21, 21, 22, with a bit of 2, 3, with a bit of 3, 3, 4, 324, 5, high 5, but a 6, with a bit of 7, not about 7, not about 7, 8, 329, $9, 30, with a bit of 1, with a bit of $1, 2, 32, 3, 33, with a 4, with about 334, 334, 333, Simpson, 36. It's 7.5, 320, now 5. 320, now 5. Money, 5. 320, now 5. Now 30, 5, 35, 40. 345, 5, 5, 50, 355, 55, 60, 60, 360, 355, Simpson, 35. It's $7.5, $3 now, $2.5. $3 on the money, now 2.5, 305, 305, 7.5, 378, $10, 12.5, 12.5, 312.5, 12.5, 310, 12.5, 12.5, 310, 12.5, 12.5, 12.5, 12.5, 15, 15, 15. 15, 15, 15, 13, 14, bit of 3, 14, 15, 3, 15, 15, second bit of 16, bit of 16, now 17, now 17, now 18, 3, 18, 19, 19, 19, 19, number 19, now 20, now 20, now 20, 320, 320, 319, Troy, 6. Steer, 350, now 5. 350, now 5. Blackburn over there, money, 5. 350, now 5. 355, 60, bit of 5, bit of 65, bit of 365, 5, 5, 5, bit of 5. 360, Troy, 4. 7 hand, 270, now 5, money, 5, 275, 80, bit of 5, bit of 85, 90, 290, 2.5, 290, 2.5, 290, 295, 5, 5, 97 half, $3, but a 2.5, bit of 5, but a 3, 7 half, but a 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 310, Nolan, 27. Got a steer, 270, now 2.5, 270, now 25, 7.5, 80, 2.5, 87, half, 90, 2.5, 95, 97, half, $3, but a 2.5, 5, but it's 7.5, but it's 7.5, 7.5, 305, 37, half, 37, half, 37, half, 305, fry, 7. All right, Denise Ranch, like we had last couple of weeks. They have enough cattle to do that.
How many they been running?
Denise Ranch cattle, you'll like them. 20 head, there's 20 head in that first deal. There's 20 head of them in that first deal right here. 320, now 5. 320, now 5. 320, now 5. Money, 5. 320, 2.5. 2.5, 320. Money, 2, 3. 323, 4, 324, 324, 5, 325, 4, 5, 5, $6, $326, $326, $6, $7, $7, $7, $7, $7, $7, $7, 328, $329, $9, $9, $330, $330, $330, $330, $330, $39, $39, $39, $30, $329, Troy 6. Should be 18 more of them. 18 in. 335, 7.5, 335, 37.5, 335, 37.5, money 7.5, 335, 36, 336, 7, 337, 337, 37, 38, 338, 38, 38, 39, 39, 39, 9, 40, 340, 340, 342, now 3, 4, 44, 5, 345, 45, 45, 46, 346, 6, 345, Troy 5. $17 head, you're buying 17 head. Big brothers are good ones. $3 now, 2.5. $3 now, 2.5. $3 now, 2.5. $3 now, 2.5. $2.5. $3 on the money now, 2.5. $3 money down 2 to 5. 305, 305, 7, 7, 8, 10, 10, 10, 10, 310. 308, $9, $9, $9, 308, $9, $9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 308, 309, 309, $308, $9, $9, $9, 9, 9, out to go. 309, 309, 308, Troy 24. Nine head of them. 358.5, 359.5, 350 money, now 5 at 355, 355, 55, 55, 355, 350 now 5 at 60, 360, 360 now 5 at 2.5, 360, 2.5, 360 now 2.5, let's go 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 360, Troy 4. It's coming at 280, now 5, 280 in the money, 5, 280 2.5, 25, 85, 87, and 90, minute 2.5, minute 5, minute 97, and $3, $3, 2.5, 302 and 5, 37, minute 10, minute 10, 10, 10, 310, 310, 307 and a half. Nolan, number 90, 29, 95. Nolan 95. Nolan 95. $3 now 2.5. $3 now 2.5. 2.5 2.5 money 5. 305 7.5. 7 8 10. 12 and a half. 12 and a half. 3 12 and a half. 12 and a half. 12 and a half. 12 and a half. 310 fry 7.
Bulls and steers. No, I mean coming. 8 work bulls and steers.
118, 118, 118. Home on every day to 370, now 5. 370 on 5, 80, 80, 5, 90, 5, $4, 5, 10, 4, 10, 15, 20, 420, now 5, 425. 420, now 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 420, Troy 2. 270 now 5. 270 now 5. Money 5. 80 5. 90 295 $95 $3. $3 295 now $3 $3 $3 $3 $3 now 5. 305 10 15 15 15 20 325 25 30 330 325 Brian Hoffman. It's up and a half, $3, now two and a half, $3 on the money, 2.5, 3.7 and a half, 3.10, 3.10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 3.10, 12 and a half, 3.10, 12 and a half, 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 12 and 15. 79, 79, 79, 79, now 20, 320, 2 and a half, 320, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 320, 2 and a half, capital 34. 280, now 5, 280, now 5. 280, now 5, 280, now 5, 95, but a $3, but a 5, but a 3, 5, 10, 15, 15, 3, 15, but about 15, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 15, 310, Russell, 3. So Charlotte, $3.20, now 5. 320, now 5, a bit of Charlotte. 320 on money, now 5. 325, a bit of 325, 25, 25, 25. 325, 25. 320, H30, H27. H27. Sell the black. 7 and a half, $3, now 2 and a half, $3, now 2 and a half, $3, now 2 and a half, money 2 and a half, 302 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, you got the money, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5 and a half, 3 and 5, 7 and a half, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 3, 12 and a half, 310, H47, H47 on the scales. They're having a sell one or both, 1 or both, 270, now 5. 270, now 1 or both, 270, now 5, money 5. 275, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 270, Nolan, number, he wants them both, 56. 2 head, Nolan, 5'6". 315, now 5. On the money, now 5. 65, 75, 80, but a 5, but a 90, but a 5, but a $4, but a 5, $4, 5, 10, 15, but a 20, but a 425, but a 25, 30, 5, but a 435, 35, 35, 35, 35, 430, Russell, 3. Sell the steer with the tag, 290, now 2 and a half, 290, 2 and a half, 95, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, $3, $3, 2 and a half, 302 and a half, 305, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 10, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 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 310, Troy 6. Heifer, kind, 290, now 2 and a half, 290, 25, now 7 and a half, $3, 2 and a half, 305, 305, 305, 302 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 17 and a half, 20, 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 30, 330, 327 and a half, Troy 1, Troy 1. Sell the little one. 7 290, now 2 and a half, 290, 2, 5, 97 and a half, $3, 2 and a half, 5, 3, 7 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 310, fry 7. 7 head, 240, now 5, 240, now 5, money 5, 55, 65, 70, 55, 275, 80, 280, 85, 85, 85, 285, 285, 285, 285, 285, 280, Nolan 95, Nolan 95. Up that's happening at Wayne, 3 months here, 280, now 2 and a half, 280, 2 and a half, 5, there's steers, 87 and a half, 92 and a half, 95, 97 and a half, $3, $3, 297 and a half, $3, $3, $3, $3, 297 and a half, Nolan, 26, Nolan, 26. There's steers. 370 now 5, 370 now 5, money 5 at a 370 now 5, 375, 555, 370, Troy 4. It's 7 and a half, 7 sell to any two you like. 7.5, 340, now 5. Money 5, 340, now 5. 345, 50, 350, now 5. 55, 55, 55, 55, and a 360. Any two, 5, 365, 70, 70, 75, 5, 80. 380, 80, 55, 85, 90, 90, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95. 390, Troy 4, 370, now 5, 370, now 5. 370, now 5, 375, 350, now 5, 350, now 5, 350, now 5, 355, 350, now 5, 330, now 5, 330, now 5, money 5, 335, 35, 35, 35, 35, 330, capital 35. All steers. Okay, Mike. Is one of them a bull? Sell the steer, sell the big steer over there. 320, now 5, 322 and a half, 5, 7.5 on the steer. 30, 330, 2.5, 32 and a half, 2 and a half, 25, 35, 35, 35, 35, 332 and a half, Simpson 36. Sell the bull over there, 310, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, money 12 and a half, 15, 15, 15, 17, 20, 320, 320, 320, 320, 320, 317 and a half, Troy 45, Troy 45. 7 here, 325, 30, 327 and a half, 325, money 7 and a half, 327 and a half, 30, 339, 39, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5. 35, 35, 36, not a bit of a 7, not a bit of 7, not a 7, not a 7, 8, 38, 9, not a 9, not a 40. 341, Troy 5, Troy number 5, Troy 5. Troy 5. Over there, 316, now 5, 316, money, 5, 70, 5, 80, 55, 90, 390, 85, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 390, H38, H38, 340, now 5, 340, now 5, money, 5, 50, 55, 355, 355, 60, 60, 55, 70, 75, 75, 375, 370, Troy 4, Troy 4. 7 here, 7 and a half, 260, now 2 and a half, $260, $2 and a half, 2 and a half. On the money, now 5, now 7 and a half, 70, 2 and a half, 5, 75, 7 and a half, 277 and a half, 277 and a half, 7 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 and a half, 275, Fry, 71. Here's 280, now 2 and a half, 280, 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 now 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 280, 2 and a half, on the money, now 2 and a half, 280, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 280, show number 8.
It's a bull's coming along, maybe Newberry Ranch. It says one thing. Maybe a bull coming. Newberry Ranch says one bull and then a 5-word Calves.
Newberry.
Yeah.
Hold him back. Heads up on the bull.
Okay, got in here last night. Short solids. 4 or 5 months bred. Weigh them to you, 150 and I won. 151, $1, $1, $2, 4, 6, $8, 58, 58, $60 now, 2 and a half, 5. 165, 2 and a half, now 5, 5, 7 and a half. 70, 2 and a half, 5, and 175, 7 and a half. 170, I'm right up here, 75, 7 and a half. 177 and a half, 7 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 and a half. 175. JC. JC. Thank you. Okay, one cow's got cover, hip off. Looks like the broke mouth cow's 5 months bred. 155, now 7. 150, broke mouth cow, 79, 59, 61, 3, 5, to 7, 9, and now 71, 3, 173, 5, 177, $9, $9, 81, 183, 85, $85, 85, 85, 83, 84, 183, 84, 183, now 4, 94, 94, 184, 183, Troy, number 17. Okay, same cows, 5 and 6 months bred. 145, 47, 145, 79, 149, 51, 153, 153, 5, 157, 57, 57, 9, 159, 61, 3, 55, 55, 5, 7, 169, 71, 3, 55, 75, 79, 179, $9, 81, it's 79, 81, 181, 181, 81, 81, 81, 81, 179, Drake, number 10. Broke mouth, 4 months bred. 7 hair, 150, now 1. 151, $1. 151, $1, 2, 4, 152, 4, 6. 156, 58. 158, 162, $4, 4, now 6. 168, $8, 70, 2, 4, 6. 78, 78, 80, 2, 182, $8, 182, 3. 4, 84, 85, 85, 85, 185, 85, 184. Over here, Jody. 184. Brent H. Brent H. Here's an open cow. 142, 43, 142, 93, 45, 46, 47, 147, 48, 49, 9, 50, 51, 52, 53, 53, 54, 54, 5, 55, 6, 56, 7, 157, 57, 156, Lone Star. There's a man. $2 down one, $2 down one, $2 money, 2, 3, 4, 204, 205, 205, 206, 206, not a 7, not a 7, not a bit of 7, not a 7, not a 7, 207, 207, 207, 206, Lone Star 1. Broke mouth cow, light bread. 140, now $2, 140, now 1, 141. A bit of money's in, 1, a bit of 2, a bit of 3, a bit of 4, a bit of 5, 145, 144, now 5, 5, 5, 5, bit of 5, 144, Lone Star. Light bread cow. It's happening now. 150 now 1. 151. Ibit 1. Dada 1. Dada 1. Ibit money's in. 1. 151. 151. Ibit 1. Dada 1. 2. $3. 3. Bit 4. Bit 5. Bit 6. 56. 56. 155. Lone Star. $138.9, $138.9, $138.9, 9, and money 9, 38, 39, 40, 141, 141, debit 1, data 1, data 1, data 1, 2, 42, 42, 3, 42, 3, 4, 44, now 5, 45, 145, 45, 45, 45, 144, JC. JC. Tested open. 205, 207, 205, 207, money 7, 205, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 219, 221, 3, 55, 227, 9, 229, 31, 31, 231, 33, 55, 235, 7, 9, 9, 9, 239, 239, 59, 59, 59, 237, Troy 7. Over there, $2 now 2, $2. She's very light bread, $2 now 2, 202. Money's down 2, 202, 22, 202, 202, 202, 204, 204, 204, 6, 8, 208, 10, 210, 212, 214, 16, 18, 218, now 20, 2, 4, 4, 222. Shoat 19. 7 here, 265, now 7, $7.9, 71, 357, $9.9, 81, 83, 283, 283, 283, 283, 281, that'll be fry 71, fry 71, open heifer.
Tag number's wrong.
Well, that could be. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got.
That's what we're supposed to be getting.
Mary Jean?
Yeah.
I bet that's who it is. Yeah, that's them. Let's go by your ID tag. There's Owens over there in Concho County. Sell 2 heavy bread.
Okay, sell 2 heavy bread. They are good ladies. 21 half, 2200. Buy they had 2, money through 2. 2200, 2300, 2400, 24 now 5, now 5, 5, 24 now 5, now 5, now 5, now 24 5, 24 and a half. That helped. 24 and a half, 2400 and a half, now 5. 25 and a half. Jock out. 25 and a half. Got him right behind you. 25 and a half, 2600, 2600, 2600, $2,600. 2600, 25 and a half, 2600, 26 and a half, 26 and a half, 2,600 and a half, 2,700, 2,700, 2,700, 2,700, out of it, 27, 27, 2650, shoat 19. Tested open. 119. With the 19. 240, open heifer, now 2 and a half. 240, 2.5, 240, 2.5, 240, now 25, 45, 45, 245, 7.5, 247, 50, 250, 50, 50, 59, 59, 52, 50, 250, 247.5. That'll be Tom 1, Tom 1.
Roddy Alexander, 53.52. 53.52. We got, okay, 83.55.
Alexander from up in Roscoe.
Okay, Alexander cattle from Roscoe. 2,000 now 20, 50 on the money, now 50 now 1, 21 half, 21 half, 22, 22 and a half, 2,300, 23 and a half, 4 with a 2,400 and a half, 2,400 and a half, now half, 2,400 and a half, 5, 25, now half, at 2,600, now half, 26 and a half, 7, $2,700, $2,700, $700, but it bid 27, 2,700, 2,700, 2,700, 2,700, 2650 Drake, number 7. 2650 Drake 7, yes ma'am. All right, came right with them. 2,100 now 22, 21, 22, 21 and a half, 2,100 and a half, 2,100 and a half, on the money and a half. Now 2, now half, now 3, 23, 2,300, 23 and a half, 23 and a half, 4, 2,400. 24 and a half, 24 and a half, 5, 25 and a half, 25 and a half, 2,600, 26 and a half, 26 and a half, 2,700, 2,700, 2,700, 2,700, 2,700, 2,700, 2650 Drake 7. Open 135, 36, money 6, 7, 8, 38, 39, 140, 140, 140, bit of 1, bit of 1, 2, 142, 2, 3, 3, bit of 3 now, 3 now, 3 now, 3, 142, Marty 26. Let's have it, 188.9, $188.9, $88.9, 99 money 9, 88 now 9, 189, 190, 190, 190, 91, 190 Lone Star 1. Put him with the cows, please. Right in there with the cows. Too hot to fight. Too hot to fight. All right, weigh the cow. Sell the bull. 162.3. 162 now 3. 163 on the money now 3. 163 4. 4.4. 5. 65 6. 6 not about 6 7 not about 7 8. 8 9 9 70 171 2 2 3 4. 74 5 6 76 7 8 78 8 9 9 79 9 9 178 Lone Star 1 with the cows. Oh, there, 139 1. Hereford cow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 35, 36, 7, 37, 8, 38, 9, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 46, 47, 8, 8, 9, 148, Lone Star. Oh, there, 133 now 4, 133 now 4, 133, 34 money, 4, 5, 35, 36, 37, 37, 37, 38, 38, 38, 137 Lone Star. Look it over a little bit now, $70 one. $70 on the money now 1. Ibit 1, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 79, 81, 2. Dollar bill, now $1, $1, $2, $2, $4, $4, $6, $6, $8, $10, $12, $12, $12, $12, $10, 12, 14, 114, 116, 116, 16, bit of 16, 114, that'll be Marty 8, Marty 8. 7 here, 125, 27, 125, $6, $7, 127, not a 7, not a 7, 126, 7. Now 7, 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 126, Tom 1. 126, Tom 1. Tom 1, yes ma'am. All right, sell 2 big ones. 350 now 5, 350 now 5, 355, 60, 360, 355, 360, 70, 5, 80, 380, 375, Troy number. Show your weight on them. They go to Troy. 7 here, $3.60 now 5, 360 on the money now 5, now 70, now 5, now 80, 5, 90, 5, 95, 395, 95, 95, 95, 95, 398, 38. Sell the boom, 145, $46, 145 money, 6, 7, 8, 9, 49, 50, 151, 2, 151, 2. 151, $2, $2, $2, $2, $2, $2, $2, $2, $2, $2, 151, Marty 4. Two big ones, is that right? 2 big ones. 7 or T90, now 2.5. 290 on money, 2.5, now 7.5, now $3, 2.5, 5. 3, 7.5, 310. 310, 12.5, 12.5, 12.5, 12.5, 3, 12.5, 3, 12.5, 12.5, 310, Troy number 45. Heaven here, 340 now 5, 340 now 5, 340 on the money now 5, 50, 350 now 5, 360, now 65, 70, 5, 375, 75, 75, 75, 370, Troy 4. Sell a red steer, red one, $3.10, 12.5. Red one, $3.10, 12.5. 310, 312.5. Sell the big one there, $3.10, 12.5. 310, 12.5. 312.5. 310 money, 12.5. 12.5, 12.5, 12.5. 310, Troy 5. Steer, $3.30 now 5. Money 5. $3.30 now 5. 335, 40, 340, now 5, 345, 50, 355, 355, 60, 55, 70, 55, 80, 388, 90, 375, Troy 4. 70, 330, now 5, 330, now 5, 330, now 5, 330, now money, now 5, now 40, 40, now 5, 345, 50, 355, 355, 560. 365, 70, 70. Selling black Bally, 370. 365, selling black Bally, 370. 365, Capital. 45. Okay, gonna get a bid price.
Yeah, this was an add-on. What's wrong with him? He's the last one.
I think he's just kind of loose on his rear or something.
$250. Be on judge here. 255. 250 now 5. 250 on the money now 5. 65, 75, 80. 285. 285, 90. 290 now 5. 95, 95, 95 now $3, $5. 305. 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 20, 320, 320. 315, Capital number 31. Okay, by the head. By the head, 425. 400 on the money, now 25. 425 by the head, now 50, 450. 450, 75. Now 500. $500, $500, $500. 500 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. 575. $600, $600, $600, $600, $600 and a quarter. Now quarter, now quarter, quarter, quarter. 600 by the head, Tom 3. By the head, 550, 575. 575, money 75, 600, now quarter, now half, 6.5, 675. 700, $700, $700, 7 and a quarter, 725, now 57, 57, 55, 800, 800 a quarter, 8 and a quarter, 8 and a half, 75, 900, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 900 and a quarter, 900 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 900 by the head, Russell 3. And I guess that's it. That's all. Thank everybody. Appreciate you being here. Be back next Thursday morning, 9 a.m. No, ma'am.
Get tired. I'd be sick of traveling that road. I had to go get the baby. We pick her up in Mason, then we take her back to Menard, and they meet us for Monty. That way it splits up the judgment even, you know. Dang, that road between here and Mason, I hate it.
I tell you, from like, if you ever get to eat, that's the longest film road.
It is. It is. You know, it used to it wasn't, but that road from Eden to Brady's pretty damn long.
Yeah, it is. See, once I get to Brady to Mason,